Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Reactive Sports Podcast, hosted by me, Andrew Lenz, and my co-host, Johnny Townsend, bringing you bi-weekly sports history here on the BICBP Radio Network. Johnny, how are you today, and how do you feel about this very first episode that we got going on today?
This is the NBC NBA on NBC or ABC. I don't remember which one it was. They've been on a lot of BCs. I am very excited to do this show. I don't. That's the one thing when it was New Year's this past year or this year. I don't know what I'm saying, but when New Year's happened once, my goal was, hey, for this year, I want to have as many podcasts as possible, and so far, I'm living up to that goal.
You're like the Infinity Gauntlet right now, podcast.
Yeah, for better or for worse, mostly worse. I can't get enough of myself, and that's why I do this.
I know, and a lot of people are probably like, wait, did I stumble on a different podcast? No, like I said, this is a different podcast that, once again, Johnny and I do.
Yeah, we want to talk about some sports history, some fun times in sports, maybe some little strange things that have happened in sports. So we just want to have a good time with this. And Andrew, you know what I was thinking for our very first episode? I was thinking that we should have some pretty awesome guests, but do you think we can find any?
I don't think we can. Nobody wants to come on the very first episode.
No, you're right. You just broke my soul.
Wait a minute. Right. I think I could find some guys that are
all right.
Always look it up. In a pinch. Let me message Gary Threat from Husky Heroes and Healthy Heroines and Brian Fitch from the Out of Tune podcast. Oh, they said we need at least $20 an episode.
Oh, well, here, respond with this. Up yours.
They're getting real. They're those new age sports fans, so they got high demands. I think Brian sent me a link to an agent.
Oh man, no. Yeah, he is big time.
But no, they're really here. They're here to join us. Gary and Brian, thank you for coming in for our very first episode where we are doing a draft. Only using the 75th anniversary team NBA players. So thank you guys for coming on.
And not a problem, man.
Thank you.
And also, $20. I changed my mind. I work for Slim Jims, so
that's
Slim Jims. I'll be okay.
That's a deal.
That's a steal for us, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, Macho Man's cool with it. We're cool with it too.
On our other podcast. On our other podcast, we didn't review a movie because we didn't feel like paying for it because it wasn't in our budget. But before we get into rules of the draft and everything else, we are doing an NBA draft. This is sports history podcast. We'll start with Gary because he is the first person I see on my Zoom here. So, Gary, 2 questions. Who is your favorite NBA team and your favorite all-time NBA player?
Historically, it's been the San Antonio Spurs. They had a nice run with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Everybody was there. But also from one guy who was on this list who, first time I seen him in a Spurs jersey, I fell in love with it, and that's the Iceman. So my favorite player of all time, I would probably have to go with Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller's up there for me. Hate his commentary, but as far as a player, he's up there for me.
I'm not a big fan of his Wendy's commercials either.
Yeah.
And Brian, same questions for you.
It's the hat that Gary's actually wearing right now. I grew up a Chicago Bulls fan. I hopped on that bandwagon. It was easy to do. I didn't have a basketball team in Buffalo, so I just watched whoever was on TV the most. And, of course, that team was the Chicago Bulls. So watching the Bulls with Michael Jordan, I instantly associated the number 23 with good players. And so, as Andrew knows, one of my favorite Bills of all time is
Kenneth Davis.
And one of my favorite Atlanta Braves of all time is Johnny?
Jake Delhomme.
David Justice.
David.
That was good. Solid guess. No, it was iconic, and Be Like Mike and the McDonald's commercials and Space Jam, and it was so in my face that I was a sucker, and I don't care. I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I don't hop on bandwagons for any other team, so that's okay. I'll get into it later with LeBron, but just I like greatness. I chase greatness. I like watching greatness.
So I think me and you should answer this question too, Johnny. Johnny, you want to go first?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to. I truly love the NBA, so there's so many players that are really, really over the years I've really liked and enjoyed watching play. So to make it easy on me, I'm just going to pick the first player that stood out to me. That was probably the reason I even got into basketball. I was lucky enough that my favorite team is the Charlotte Hornets. And in the 90s, that was actually a good thing. Today, maybe not so much, but back then, we were a very fun team. And I was fortunate enough that my first Charlotte Hornets team that I remember had Alonzo Mourning, had Muggsy Bogues, had Steph Curry's dad, and it had my favorite player, LJ himself, Larry Johnson, Grandmama. That is my favorite player of all time. He is just it's my favorite. I collect quite a few basketball cards, and I'm lucky enough to have a few autographed ones. And I got two that I have in prized possession because of my Charlotte Hornets fandom. It's Larry Johnson, and I have a Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
To bring it back to Space Jam.
Yeah. I did. I didn't even mean to. Yeah.
So my favorite basketball team of all time is also the greatest NBA franchise of all time, the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Nobody's better. Nobody. That Laker thing, no. Nobody's better than the Boston Celtics. And my favorite NBA player of all time is Mr. number 33 himself, the hick from French Lick, Larry Legend, Larry Bird. That's all I got to say about that guy, Mr. Pick a Hand himself. So
Larry Bird stories are legendary.
Yeah, I love hearing other players talk about Larry Bird and the trash he would just talk.
Brutal. Oh, yeah. He was rip your heart out, man.
Yeah. And he backed it up too, which is even worse.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that he mowed his own lawn. And one of the reasons why he hurt his back was because he was putting in a driveway for his mother.
Yeah. He most certainly could afford to have somebody else do it, but no.
No. And I'm pretty sure somebody would have did it for free just to be like, hey,
I helped Larry Bird.
I did this for Larry Bird's mom.
Yeah.
I would have done it for free. And I don't even know how to put in a driveway, but I would have did it.
Gary would have done it for some Slim Jims.
There you go.
That's it.
I like that.
Now, Larry Bird, it would have been like, gotta be chicken nuggets. He had a McDonald's commercial, right? Was it him and LeBron or him and somebody?
Oh, him and Jordan.
Him and Jordan.
Him and Jordan. Yeah, so chicken nugget coupons. I'm sure he had some cool McDonald's. For Larry.
So we are doing a 12-round draft. We are going to pick the starting players in positions. So center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. 12 picks. We are going to pick a coach. And our draft order goes as follow. It is the snake draft. I'm picking first, then Brian, then Johnny, then Gary. But we are going to pick a coach first. And because Gary got the last pick in the, picking of the players, he gets to pick his coach first. And that's how we're going to go in reverse order. We're going to go Jerry. Why did I call you Jerry? Gary, because you know why? I was going Gary and Johnny together there.
Gary, hey, that's a great combo, man.
There you go.
I'll take that combo any day.
Be the ultimate podcaster.
That's right.
So picking of the coach is going to be Gary, Johnny, Brian, and then me. And we can only pick players from the 75th anniversary team. Same thing with coaches as well. So, Gary, I guess.
All right. So
on the clock for a coach.
Well, I'll go with Lenny Wilkins.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
That is a good pick. Mr. Lenny Wilkins. I think he was like number one in wins there for a while.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah, with 1,332 wins, one NBA championship, one coach of the year, and inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1998. Johnny, who's coaching your squad?
All right, so this is tough. It's wide open here. Man, I'm going to go with a coach that I've always enjoyed. And I've always, even down to his interviews, I'm going to go with Greg Popovich.
Love it.
Definitely a winner's coach, too. And the players all seem to really like playing for him.
Yes. 1,310 victories, 5-time NBA champion as a head coach, 3-time coach of the year, and obviously not in the Basketball Hall of Fame yet, but he will be there one day.
He's still coaching, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like in his hundreds or something. He's getting up there.
Come on.
He may be handing up the reins of head coach to the first ever female coach in the 4 professional sports.
He's only 73.
Sue Bird, right?
No, what's her name? Harmon?
I'm sorry, I don't know her name.
I think it's Harmon.
It feels like
she's Becky Harmon, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And players love her.
Brian, who's coaching your squad?
Oh, well, this one's pretty easy to me. I think if I don't take Phil Jackson, I'm messing this up, right?
I think Phil Jackson is the most overrated man.
But here's the thing. Like, I know that he's always only had superstars, and that's fine because I'm about to draft a team of nothing but superstars.
So okay.
He's gonna fit right in.
I hope they like running a triangle.
I just saw some Simpson thing where they had a video game called Triangle Wars. Was that made by Phil Jackson and Tex Winters? He had 1,155 wins, 11 NBA championships, only 1-time coach of the year, and inducted in 2007 into the Basketball Hall of Fame. So,
and a good player too. Good player.
Yeah. So my coach is going to be pretty obvious, probably. I'm going to go with the basketball god himself, Mr. Red Auerbach. Only 938 wins, but 9 NBA championships, 1-time coach of the year, and inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1969. So
nice.
Mr. Red, he's known for lighting up a cigar during the game when he felt the team, when the game was in hand, and he just light it up. One of the greatest things in the world was reading Bill Russell's book about the 11 leadership skills. And he talks about Red Auerbach, and a lot of the players talk about how Red Auerbach was probably one of the first coaches to treat every single player in a different manner. It's pretty crazy. All right. So let's get into players. All right. So Red Auerbach's my coach. I'm going to go with the guy that I feel in my heart is the greatest NBA player of all time. Not in my head. Two different things. I'm going once again with my favorite NBA player, Mr. Larry Legend, Larry Bird. 3-time NBA champion, 2 times final MVP, 3 times NBA MVP, 12-time All-Star, 9-time NBA first team, 3-time NBA All Defensive Team, Rookie of the Year, and All NBA Rookie Team.
What position you got him playing?
I got him going as small forward, so I got some versatility there.
Got you.
Mr. Finch.
Ooh, wow. Okay, so I'm about to pair up my coach with his, maybe, I don't know. He made Kobe come alive, but he did it first with Jordan. So let's take the GOAT of GOATs. If he didn't decide to go and try that whole baseball thing out, I think we would recognize that Bulls team.
Got way too much on your mind there, Brian.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too, that might have had a play into the Bulls fandom is just swap out a letter, and it's basically the same team, except for they won a lot more.
Yeah.
I got to take Jordan. He's the GOAT, and now I'm pairing him up with my head coach. That feels pretty cool. I will say before we move on, though, in my heart, you just took Larry over your head. If I were to do the same with my coach, it would have been Dr. Jack Ramsey.
I like that one.
Because he actually reinvented it for the first time, how basketball was viewed. He was the first one to try and take advantage of more court space and just proliferation of the 3-ball because he got to play in a different league or coach in a different league. And of course he coached the Braves. So
are we all agreeing that Jordan is the GOAT? He's my GOAT.
If we're going solely on fierceness, competitiveness, yes.
That's what I would have to say. He's probably
I would say yes for that.
He's probably the scariest player that I know of and I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, literally, other players on this list didn't win championships because of him. So, I would say yes, but like I'm not mad at anybody who brings up LeBron. I totally get it.
Yeah,
You're a LeBron guy, Gary. I know you are.
Not so much, but to me, I like Kobe. To me,
okay.
if you had to ask me, I would
like
say
that
Kobe,
answer.
just because his ferocity and the whole thing, how him and Shaq kind of fell out, and him with just winning that ring, just the closest thing to Jordan, closest thing to Jordan. So, I would, just for sheer ring's sake, I would go Jordan. Then I would go Kobe. But depending on my mood, I would probably pick Kobe over Jordan, just because Jordan had a better team around him than Kobe did, I believe. So if you
especially
take those
starting
Lakers,
out,
yeah. Take those Lakers against those Bulls teams, yeah. So, but I was
Kobe's a little sore spot for me. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan, so
yeah.
Bit of a sore spot.
I hear you.
I mean, we got Vlade Divac. Way to go, us.
Johnny and I had many talks about Vlade Divac during that the Hulu Lakers Legacy show, where I'm like, why are they hyping this guy up way too much?
They didn't mention his flopping once. And that's what he's an expert at.
That's why I was angry. But just to read off some of the things, we'd be here all day if I was to read off all of Michael Jordan's accolades. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time Finals MVP, 5-time NBA MVP, 14-time NBA All-Star, 3-time All-Star MVP, 10-time NBA All-First Team. He was a 1-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year and 9-time All-NBA Defensive Team, First Team, and he was the Rookie of the Year in '85 and also made the All-Rookie Team. And that's just a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's not everything.
That's not everything.
Also starred in Space Jam.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah.
Had decent enough acting chops. I will say LeBron's a better actor. But, I mean, we see that on the court all the time with his flops. But
yeah, I dare say neither one of them were fantastic at acting, but
LeBron was fantastic in the Trainwreck.
He was really good in it.
Him and John Cena were the only reason why I enjoyed that. I'm sorry, John Cena, LeBron James, and Colin Quinn were the only reasons why I enjoyed that movie.
I like Bill Hader, so that's why I watched it, but that's me.
You were on the clock, Mr. Tom.
Oh, man. All right, so we got some legends already out of the way here, but there's still plenty on the board. So I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to start with the center position myself. And I'm going to go with, and this is tough. There's two of them I really like a lot. I think for Andrew, I'll leave this one guy off then. I'm going to go with Kareem.
You pick whoever you
I don't think I lose either way. I don't think I lose either way. So I'm going with Kareem. Abdul-Jabbar, the man himself. The sky hook, one of the shots that I don't understand why any other players haven't tried to learn, because it was nearly unstoppable. So I'm going with Kareem.
We've all picked actors.
Yeah, we have.
Bird was in Space Jam.
He's the best of all of them because the airplane. He was incredible.
Yeah. NBA.
Only when I fought Bruce Lee, so he's definitely the GOAT for that.
Yes.
Kareem is a 6-time NBA champion, 2 times Final MVP, 6-time MVP, 19-time NBA All-Star, 10-time First Team All-NBA. 5-time First Team All-Defense.
They scored the most points as of right now.
Yep. Rookie of the Year and First Team NBA All-Rookie Team there too. He's another one that if I was like, and also notorious for getting dunking banned in college.
Yeah.
And shares a birthday with me.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, hey.
Fun fact.
I think that's the best fact of all.
Yeah.
And the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gary, you are on the clock.
All right. So gotta go Kobe. He said Jordan's already off the board. I'm not not really a Bron. I'm a Bron fan, but I'm not really a Bron fan, so gotta get Kobe off the board. Iconic. Some of his stats, are just off the wall. 5-time NBA champion. With 1 Finals MVP, I think.
2 Finals MVP.
one MVP of the league. What's there not to say? Right now, we talk about GOATs. People will say Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe. Arguably top three, and it's always a debate. Always. Always.
He also was an 18-time NBA All-Star, 4-time All-Star MVP, 11-time first team All-NBA. And
in his very last game ever, he dropped how many points was it? Like 60 or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, and he also has a Grammy or an Oscar or something?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So just a little bit of tidbits there.
And he had a song with Brandy, who I love. I actually love Brandy. I tell my wife all the time, I risk it all for Brandy. So
wasn't there rumors that he dated her when they were both younger?
Yeah.
I think I'd heard that somewhere. I was really into basketball, so even the drama stuff I was listening to.
Johnny has basketball wives on DVR.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Gary, you're still on the clock there for your next pick.
All right. So I really feel like they should have stayed together, but things happen and egos and all type of nonsense got in the way. So I got to go with the big. I got to go Shaq.
Damn.
You got to go to Diesel.
That's
Both of my centers are gone. Shaq is the most dominant player that I've ever seen, ever. 4-time NBA champion, 3-time MVP, 3-time Finals MVP, 1-time NBA MVP, 15-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star MVP, 8-time All NBA first team, and 3-time. Oh, he's never made all defensive first team. Wow. Rookie of the year and All NBA first team also his rookie year.
And part-time Papa John's owner. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, he owns a lot of stuff now. Reebok, rights to Marilyn Monroe. My man is like
he famously never spent a dime of his actual NBA money.
No, he
made some horrible mistakes in his early part of his career.
Yeah.
Where he
Are you talking about the Shaq Diesel album? That is absolutely amazing that I still listen to this day.
That's actually redeemable in a way.
Shaq Fu, the video
game? That should be a did we need this, Johnny?
Oh, we got to do it. Yeah. My answer is no, we didn't. I love you, Shaq, but man, that's a tough one.
Everything outside of blue chips, you could probably dump into a bucket and say, yeah, we didn't need any of this.
Some of them are stupid fun.
He's good in blue chips, though.
Twism.
I do love Kazam. Kazam is whenever get old to me.
I do too. Like I saw that at the right age. But he rhymed when it happened.
Yeah. And Steel,
yeah.
Where's Steel at now, my DCU? Come on.
Yeah, there you go. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Johnny, you are on the clock.
Oh man. All right. This is getting wild. Because I'm worried that if I don't take certain players, you guys are going to take them off.
I pretty much know where you're going to go because we talk to each other so much, which makes this very odd for me. Like I knew that you were like when you said two guys.
Yeah,
you're going to take Kareem or Shaq.
Also had Bill Russell in my mind too.
Are we obligated to fulfill our starting five before we draft our bench? That was my next.
No,
I'm doing it that way just for myself.
Yeah, I'll do it that way too. But
you don't have to.
But you don't have to. I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
As long as you have a starting five, you can lock.
It's not like we're betting Slim Jims on this or anything.
We couldn't possibly afford that. All right, so man, there's so many freaking amazing players on here still. Oh God,
that's the crazy thing about this.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna go with the power forward next. Oh man, all right, I got a couple in here that I really like. All right, I gotta get. I'm going. This is a completely heart and soul pick.
Okay,
because he's one of my all-time favorite players. Never won a championship, sadly, though he came really close a couple of times, but a certain Jordan didn't let it happen. I got to go with one of the best rebounders ever, despite being undersized. He once threw a man through glass in a bar fight. It famously said, I'm no idol when kids were trying to look up to him. I'm going to go with Charles Barkley.
Are you picking the all-acting team? Are you talking about one of the stars of Look Who's Talking Now?
And another Space Jam connection.
Yeah.
And he's my favorite on the TNT show. So yeah, I gotta go Charles Barkley. Always entertaining at the very least.
I'm a Kenny fan.
I'm still.
I like Kenny too because I'm a Carolina dude, so I'm gonna like Kenny. But Charles Barkley, I dare you guys to look up highlights of when he was a player, and you'll be blown away at how flipping explosive he was.
He could fly.
And for as big as he was, oh my gosh, yeah.
I gotta say, I have a friend that really doesn't know anything about basketball, but growing up, you figure most people would be like, "Oh, Michael Jordan." He loved the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley. So, and then he had a dog named Barkley. So I don't know if it was named after the Sesame Street character or Charles the player. So I'm not too sure.
Now I'm going to be really sad if this other power forward gets taken before I can get him, but I bet it's going to happen.
So,
but that's another episode for you guys. Berkeley, shut up and jam.
I unironically loved those games as a kid. I bought both of them with such glee.
So Mr. Barkley is a one-time NBA MVP, 11-time All-Star, one-time All-Star MVP, 5-time first-team All-NBA, and that is pretty much it. Wow.
And one of the most quotable players of all time.
That is true.
I don't know who Angola is, but they in trouble. He said that in the Olympics. I think it was Angola. I can't remember what the country was. But
Mr. Finch.
I don't know why, but I feel like I have the toughest decision so far.
I still think it's kind of wide open for the way that your team is. Like, there's not. You got Michael Jordan already.
Yeah, like I can't mess this up.
That's what I was saying. If we were playing for Slim Jims,
I think these two players would have played really, really well together. I know through their careers, one would have hated the other. You know, obviously because Jordan won all the time. But Patrick Ewing and Michael Jordan piqued my interest quite a bit and how they would mesh if they were actually on the same team. Like, we knew how Scotty and Jordan played together because we saw it. But in a way, not that you'd play Patrick Ewing in the same way, but like if his touches went to Patrick Ewing instead of Scottie Pippen, like dominant.
He would have definitely been by far the most dominant center he would have ever played with.
Yeah.
We had that conversation.
Yeah,
Bill Weddington was the
no offense, Weddington, but yeah.
Luke Longley.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not taking full I don't know, like having Jackson's system, like I'm probably not utilizing it the best. But at the same time, like I'll play Ewing as a 4 sometimes. What am I scared of? He can totally play as a power forward.
Yeah, but look, he did great with Shaq there.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I do believe that's when the only Shaq's MVP came along. Was under Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
11-time NBA All-Star, only one-time first team All-NBA. Wow, I didn't know that. And
he was in the era of Hakeem Olajuwon and some other really good centers. Kind of hurts him a little bit.
NBA Rookie of the Year in 1986, and he was on the All-Rookie team. That's it, just Mr. Patrick Ewing. So you
would have just dunked the ball instead of doing a layup. He may have, in a hypothetical way, won a championship.
So I'm going to go for a power forward. I'm going with the big fundamental.
Dadgummit.
I'm going to have the most fun. Right now, I have the most fundamentally sound team.
I knew it.
I love all of your guys' teams, but my team, I feel, is the most fundamentally sound right now with Tim Duncan. And I'm going to play him at power forward too, so I can.
Oh God, that makes me. I knew if I didn't pick him, you were going to do that to me, Andrew.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The big fundamental: 5-time NBA championship, 3-time Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, 15-time All-Star, 10-time first team All-NBA, 8-time All-Defensive first team, a Rookie of the Year, and also All-NBA. First team rookie year too as well. So I got him.
Yeah, it's good. That's a fantastic pick.
I'm so happy.
Popovich really wanted me to get him, but I talked myself into Charles Barkley.
Now I'm going to go point guard. And what a joy would this be to see these guys play together, since we are doing kind of like almost a fantasy team here. I'm going with Magic Johnson.
Ooh, yeah.
Going at the point. 5-time NBA champion, 3-time finals MVP, 3-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star MVP, 9-time first team All-NBA. And that's a good one right there. That's my guy so far. So I got fundamentals and then I got fun.
Yeah, Duncan doesn't necessarily put the fun in fundamentals, but
no. But Magic will.
Yeah.
Magic
Showtime,
will.
Is it up to me already?
Yep.
It is.
Dang. All right. I'm very torn. I want to go point guard as well. There's two guys and they play totally different. So I got to think about what I need. Do I want to go super fun or do I want to go fundamentals? Like, that's where I'm torn right now. There are two guys. And Jordan needs the ball in his hand. So I'm going to take a guard that had no problem giving the ball up to other dudes. I'll take John Stockton.
Nice.
Highly underrated as an NBA player. I have no problem talking about him being a top 15 player because what that guy did to actually make a team run, like no one really did it better.
Master of the pick and roll.
Scored better. Yeah, but he was always making the right decision.
And he famously was the only one of the dream team that could walk around and nobody would know who he was. He talked about that on the doc. It was really funny. He was even wearing dream team shirt with his own face on it and nobody recognized him.
I don't even think I wanted his cup. I kind of regret that now. I love the Dream Team McDonald's cup.
Oh, yeah.
He's currently coaching his whatever college his daughter goes to, that women's basketball team. That's what he's up to.
Probably, in a way, even though they didn't win championships, I would rather watch him and Malone play.
Oh, man, Malone's really complicated for me. As a player, when I was a kid, I really liked him, and then I found out who he was as a person, and I'm not so much.
I get where you're at.
Yeah, he just
the separation. That's why I just a lot of people probably get mad at me because I just when I'm talking sports. That's
But as a player, he was incredibly good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Lawrence Taylor fan, and he wasn't a saint off the field because he was a New York Giant. But
and he could do a diamond cutter.
Oh yeah, Karl Malone.
Yeah, Karl Malone could do a diamond cutter.
John Stockton was a 10-time NBA All-Star, 1-time All-Star MVP, 2-time First Team All-NBA, and 5-time. Oh nope, that's 5-time All-NBA Second Team for defense. But he is still, isn't he still the assist leader, I believe?
I believe so.
I know he was.
Yeah. I mean, he went a long time averaging basically 10 assists a season. So
I've not heard that anyone's passed him, so I would assume that no one has.
Johnny, you are up.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go small forward this time. And I got to take him. I can't leave him here. He's just too good. I know he gets a lot of slack because people try to call him the GOAT when Jordan's around. But I don't think I can go wrong with LeBron on my team, especially if I got a Greg Popovich coaching it. So I'm going to go with LeBron here.
I couldn't have the two alphas. I made my decision a long time ago. That LeBron is not going to be on my team.
I got to take the risk of him trying to run my team, through the office and stuff. But I'm not going to let his agent anywhere near the team.
I would
respect for Pop. I think you're safe.
I would love to.
That's why I'm
punch him in the face. Just.
He probably
that's what I'm thinking.
On the perfect team, actually.
Yeah. I think with Popovich and Kareem and Barkley, I think they can keep him in line.
Good.
Mr. James is a 4-time NBA champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time NBA MVP, 18-time All-Star. I'm tripping up everywhere. 3-time All-Star MVP, 13-time All-NBA first team, and 5-time All-Defensive first team for the NBA, Rookie of the Year.
And worst Space Jam.
Yes.
Let's not forget that. I'm all about Space Jam, but I'm not even trying to be. It's just happening.
The only good thing about his Space Jam was when all the Warner Brothers people came in.
The best thing about it is when you can look in the background and see different characters from different things.
Yeah, that was the only good part.
I saw the Iron Giant and I was like, yep, this movie is okay by me.
That's all I did was watch in the background and annoying my family by going, look who that is. Look who that is. Yeah. Gary, you got the next 2 picks.
All right. So since everybody's going point guard here, I feel like I need to grab one of my guys who I like now, who's been like a little bit pariah, was snubbed from the 92 Olympic team.
Ooh.
So if Stockton is gone, then I got to go with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, that's a great pick.
That is.
For my point.
He would have been, if Magic would have been gone, Isaiah would have been the next one.
He's also criminally underrated when people talk about point guards.
Yeah.
In the past. He literally won a game on a broken ankle, pretty much.
Yep.
Leader of the bad boys. 2-time NBA champ, 1-time finals MVP, 12-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star MVP, 3-time All-NBA first team, and All-NBA rookie first team. That is Isaiah. Zeke.
Yeah, he was not going to be able to play on my team.
I don't think he would not
being
my
a
team.
Bulls fan. Being a Bulls fan, you probably couldn't do it.
Magic would have talked to Bird about that one too. There's a lot of people Isaiah Thomas pissed off. Knicks fans mainly, I would have to say, have to be the biggest.
Yeah.
All right. So next pick for me is going to be, I don't know. I got to get my forwards here. So let me go with Giannis.
I think it's a very solid pick.
The Greek Freak?
Yeah, I go Giannis.
That's very solid.
I don't know what to think of him.
I honestly feel after his career is done, he'll be like, if you put these in a rank, he'll be closer to the top than anybody realizes because he's just so good and long, man.
Very long.
Gosh.
Oh yeah.
So in Mr. Giannis's, I'm not going to say his name because it took me for years. Just to say Tunga Viola. I still can't even say it properly. So I'm not going to mess with the Greek Freak here. 1-time NBA champion. That was probably his biggest one claim to fame because that was kind of like willing a team in a way.
Yeah,
true.
NBA Finals MVP, 2-time NBA MVP, 6-time All-Star, All-Star MVP, 4-time first team All-NBA, and 4-time NBA All-Defensive first team.
Defense.
And he does all this and he can barely shoot.
Right.
He's got Kobe. Kobe will make him work in the gym.
There you go.
Johnny, you are up.
All right, I'm going to go shooting guard this time. Oh, man, there's so many good ones still left. I'm going to go with James Harden. I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
I love it. I would never do that.
I would never to be like, yes. I don't need somebody to come on my team and then just quit.
Straight ISO every time.
Yeah. He literally quit on 2. His biggest stat is he quit on 2 teams in 1 season. It's pretty impressive. So my shooting guard is going to be, oh gosh, this is so hard. Then,
you had to.
Oh man. Okay.
Jackie Moon.
Yes.
Not a tactician like you, Mox.
I have 2 that I'm trying to decide between. And I think I'm going to go with Jerry West.
Damn it.
Logo.
I like that
logo.
Damn it.
Your fundamental team is getting picked off now.
He took my Tim Duncan. I had to get him back.
He's got a fun nick. I forgot what his nickname was. Zeke from Cabin Creek. I love those nicknames. Like I want those nicknames. The logo, okay, we get it. You're the NBA logo. But
there's some website that actually keeps track of all the basketball players' nicknames. I can't remember what it is. Might be Basketball Reference. I think they do that.
I want to do definitely a nickname episode.
Yeah. Who's White Mamba? Black like Mamba was always
White. Wasn't that Brian Scambrini? No, he's the GOAT.
No, a couple players have been called that. They call I think his name's Austin Reeves right now, who plays on the Lakers. I think he gets called that.
Okay.
There's a couple. I think there's been a couple, if I'm thinking right.
All
you got to be is white and play for the Lakers, and there you go. I mean, Reeves is a good player, but like he's nowhere near what Kobe was.
Are there good players on the Lakers right now? It's hard to tell. What
LeBron, and unless you could look at the injury list and see Anthony Davis.
They're terrible. They're terrible.
Anthony Davis is the Christian McCaffrey of the NBA.
Yeah,
that's harsh.
Yeah,
but with a better eyebrow.
There you go. Mr. West, I would definitely call him Mr. West if I saw him.
Oh yeah,
one-time NBA champion, and I probably wouldn't even know what to say to him. I'd probably apologize to him for being a Celtics fan. But he is a one-time NBA champion, one-time Finals MVP, 14-time NBA All-Star, one-time NBA All-Star MVP, 10-time All-NBA First Team, 4-time All-NBA Defensive Team, and that is his accolades there. And from what we're told, portrayed wrong on Winning Time.
Hey, if you watched Winning Time, like I did, you would realize if you just go by that into what you think Jerry West is, you would think he was never calm and that all he did was yell and throw things. and apparently that's not remotely true, but that's what they made you think.
I enjoyed that show, Winning Time. I thought it was hilarious. I enjoyed it.
It's very fun.
It's
very fun, but as a basketball nerd, I would get annoyed with the little changes they would make with history. Even though it's at the end of the day, I know it's entertainment, but but it's a goofy, fun show.
It's like if WWE got a hold of the Lakers' history.
And in the first three episodes, you see more breasts than you do basketballs, so that's pretty great.
Well, you get to see Magic's handling skills on and off the court.
You sure do. You most certainly do.
The 70s/80s. Come on.
I wasn't knocking it. I said it was the best part.
He wasn't knocking the knockers.
That's right. Oh. No, sadly, I wasn't.
Johnny's gonna get mad at me for having one. He's like, I'm the comic relief. Damn it!
I'll just think I'm rubbing off on you.
It probably is true.
I should use a different form of words there after what we were just talking about.
Yeah,
but
yeah, Brian, you're on the clock.
My bad. Boy. Okay. I can't screw this one up. I have to get it right because I feel like if I don't nail this, then it's going to screw everything up for me going forward. I'm left to my small forward and my power forward. So I got to leverage one position over the other. And there's one guy that I think could play both. And his name is Dirk Nowitzki.
Ah, you jerk.
Where do you want Mr. Dirk?
That's a good pick. That's a great pick.
Can I temporarily slot him in to play my small?
Oh, man. I don't.
Oh.
He's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, he's a power.
Look at where he liked to shoot.
Well, that's because he's the first one to really do that. I mean, he wasn't the first one, but he's the first one to popularize it.
I know.
Let's do it this way.
Yeah.
This is the easiest way to do it.
What's he listed as?
Yep.
He's probably listed as power forward.
2-point rules.
If you just ask me, I'm guessing power forward.
He's listed at power forward and center.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So,
I'm not wasting his shot inside. You kidding me? What a waste.
Well, that step back shot he'd always do was deadly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm saying I'm taking everything 12 feet and out. Everyone's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's lasers.
Oh, it's my pick.
How did Russell Westbrook pay off these people to get on this list? Just
how did Carmelo Anthony?
I literally just said
Carmelo,
James
Harden.
When he was in his prime, was actually like, all right, don't sleep on this game because he might go off for 45 on you.
In fairness to Westbrook, and I hate being the one taking up for him, and it's your fault that I'm doing this, Brian. But in fairness to Westbrook, he did have a run there where he was pretty much unstoppable. He was like the fastest, toughest guard that there was in the league, and that's no lie. He just was really good. I mean, he averages. I know that his triple doubles get looked down on, but you talk to any NBA player, getting just 10 stats of something is tough.
Yeah,
just of one stat, and he did it for 3 of them. So, I think he was very good, but it is. I don't think I could have put him on this list either. So, but I just want to defend him a little bit because right now, especially with him winding down in his career and being on the Lakers, he's getting blamed for everything.
Yeah,
and it's not all his fault. That's all I'm going to say about the Lakers. They got a lot of problems.
I wonder how many 3-man representations we have from like teams across.
Oh yeah, because we had Westbrook and there's James Harden and Kevin Durant are on here. That's right. They were on the Thunder.
And Pippen and Jordan and Rodman are on here. Like,
yeah, and we got Larry and Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. So quite a few of them. Yeah,
yeah. You got to have that. That's like kind of like what I was just like thinking in my head. I'm like, you got to have good teammates around you to have a good career.
It's really it's rare now because they get traded around so much and they ask for trades so much, but. I think it's why the Warriors are such a rare team because most of their good guys they drafted.
Yeah,
sometimes in the second round.
Yeah, I mean Steph didn't go to 6 or 7, so
I'd watch out for the Jazz in the next couple of years with Danny Ainge.
Everybody was writing them off, and they're 4-1 right now.
I would watch, and that's probably pissing off Danny Ainge really hard.
Yeah, I know it is. That dude's all about the draft picks.
I think my Cavs have a 3-year window here. They got to strike. I don't know if they're gonna. They tried, so we'll see.
The Cavs have a good team, though. I think.
Yeah.
The Cavs are good. They're really looking good. I'm gonna go with Bill Russell as my center. Bill. This is the ultimate
to like punch people with.
This guy is the ultimate teammate.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I can say about him. In like a 15-year, 13-year span, he won 11 NBA championships, 2 NCAA finals, and a gold medal. This guy wins. That's what he does.
On and off the court, by the way. All the stuff he did off the court is like, socially is incredible. The things he was not afraid to stand up for things. And he had a lot to lose. So to me is incredible. I always liked Bill Russell. I was very like when he died, he's one of the players I actually cried a little bit over because I really like Bill Russell. And I didn't get to see him play because obviously I was born in 83. So.
One of the greatest things that I heard about him is he would not really sign autograph. Like if you saw him outside and you're like, Mr. Russell, will you sign an autograph? He would rather talk to you.
Oh, that's even better to me, though.
That right there is 100%.
You get a moment instead of a keepsake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11-time NBA champion, 5-time most valuable player, 12-time All-Star, 1-time
coach,
All-Star MVP. Yeah, he was one of the first big player coaches. He was the first black head coach in the NBA, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Red Auerbach, trailblazer, drafted the first black player and first.
Yep.
Red didn't care.
That's because he knew talent, man.
Red did not care. Red just wanted to win.
Yep.
3-time
and smoke cigars.
Yeah. 3-time All NBA first team, and only a 1-time All NBA defensive team. That is mystery.
That's ridiculous. They only start doing that like at the tail end of his career or something.
I have no idea.
That's insane to me.
My other reason behind this too is I got Duncan and Russell that are just going to grab the rebound, get it out to Magic Johnson, and it's going to work perfect because I'm going to draft a guy I think he's a little misunderstood but every time I saw him play, it was hard. I'm
real,
going
real quick. Bill Russell was so good that he kept Wilt Chamberlain in check.
Yeah.
And Wilt Chamberlain was a scoring machine.
Wilt Chamberlain was soft.
On and off the court.
Oh, most certainly. 100 points either way you look at it.
Who had more? Is it Ric Flair or Wilt Chamberlain?
Oh, I don't even know. It's got to be close.
Bill at least will talk about it. I think Rick lets it go at all clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with this guy, and it totally doesn't match my team, but I'm going to go with Hart. I'm going with AI. Go with Allen Iverson.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's the answer, man. At shooting guard,
as long as you don't ask him about practice, you're going to be good.
I don't care.
Does
I think Ruffalo will put him in the
your
chat.
coach care about practice, Andrew?
What's that?
Does your coach care about practice?
My coach cares about winning.
There we go.
Retro back cares about winning. As long as they're winning, I think they don't care. And he'd probably be like, Bill, take care of them and then keep them away from Magic when you guys are off the court. AI is a one-time NBA MVP, 11-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 3-time All-NBA First Team.
He literally he pulled a team into the finals.
Yes.
By himself, and he's barely 6 foot, if that.
Yep. One hell of a quarterback too in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triple threat.
So it's so weird looking at the AI.
Can we hear your starting lineup? Because you just finished it.
Yeah,
right?
My starting lineup at center is Bill Russell, power forward Tim Duncan, small forward Larry Bird, shooting guard Allen Iverson, and point guard Matt Johnson.
That's not too bad, man.
Not too bad at all.
Brian?
Yeah, I just have my small left to fill, and let's fill it.
That's up there.
There's a guy that I probably should take, but I'm gonna be a little more gluttonous on this one, and I'll take Kevin Durant. Yeah, he's literally one of the greatest scorers of all time. The guy can kill you from anywhere on the court, and if he has to be the third or fourth wheel on the team, you know what I mean? Like, even better.
And he looks so smooth as he's doing it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't request a trade and then change his mind.
Hopefully I get something good back. They don't even have to be that good. They can be Scottie Pippen good.
He is
not that good. Scottie Pippen's freaking great.
He is a two-time.
I'll never forgive him for kind of quitting that one game, though.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
He's a two-time NBA champion. Mr. Durant is 2-time Finals MVP, 1-time Most Valuable Player, but his mother was really the most valuable player.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star MVP, and 6-time All-NBA, and he was a Rookie of the Year.
All right. Brian, that means you got your starting 5, don't you?
Yep.
I do. So I have Stockton with Jordan in my backcourt.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Patrick Ewing playing down low, and you can interchange him with Dirk at 4 at the power forward, and then in hiding in the wings, literally one of the greatest shooters of all time, probably, in Kevin Durant. It's insane to me. Like, I keep thinking, like, I see him on this list, and we passed around him a bunch of times. I'm like, he literally is going to finish his career as just one of the purest shot takers to ever play, which is cool.
I want Hart though.
Yeah,
I don't.
You know how these Phil Jackson teams go. You just got to make it work on game day.
I feel Hart
on game day.
I feel Hart on my team. I feel like these guys want to be there.
If Kevin Durant doesn't want to be on this team, and he shouldn't even be playing basketball.
Just lose a game. Just lose a game. Johnny.
All right. So I got a point guard left to fill. And there's a couple in here that I really like. I mean, I like Chris Paul quite a bit, but I think I want to go with my gut and make my team incredibly fun to watch and winning team with Popovich as the coach. So I'm going to go with Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete.
Nice.
Nice pick.
That guy's hit passes, like, filthy. You never saw it coming. He would keep that ball so low, and he would do the behind the backs, between the legs, all right at the hip. He's got those nasty one skip passes.
Yeah.
Like the cuts to the hoop and stuff.
And also a great shooter, but he was just before the 3-point line. Sure. But he was a really good shooter too. I mean, he scored quite a bit. His passing and dribbling was just so flashy. That's what you see most of the time. But he's also an incredibly good scorer as well.
Yeah. One of Dan Patrick's favorite. I listen to his show a lot, and he's big Pistol Pete fan.
Yeah. Pistol Pete, 5-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA First Team.
So I got my starting 5.
Yes.
I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my center. I got Charles Barkley as my power forward. LeBron James as my small forward. Jerry West and Pistol Pete himself in my backcourt. I think I got one fun, solid starting 5 here.
You got some shooting.
I most certainly do.
At that
which in today's game is one of the most important things. So
LeBron at the 3 is like just the like biggest brag like I could think of. Like he's not even handling the ball, which you could arguably say is his best trait, and he's not even going to be the one handling the ball.
Well, also, I mean, as I'm substituting people in, LeBron could be handling the ball every once in a while. Like, you know what? You can be with other players. When Pistol Pete's out, let's let LeBron handle it.
Dude, him and Magic are like this. The way they.
So, Gary, you want to fill out your small forward? And then we could go with your starting lineup, and then you get to pick the first bench player, too.
Oh, I had Giannis at the 3. I'm looking for a power forward, right?
He's actually listed as a.
I think he's played both, though. He's literally played center, power forward, and small forward.
Right, yeah.
I don't know what he's listed as, but that's what he's played before.
So, sometimes he's the one.
I mean, Magic.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I mean, technically, Magic played center a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
So Wikipedia just says F, but I was thinking him at the 3.
You want him at the 3?
Yeah,
he's listed there too.
I will say that feels more natural for him.
Yeah. I just see a tall 7-foot dude and my old. What's like he's a center or a power forward.
That's because we're old, man.
Yeah. Watch him when he won his MVP. Watch how many times he's at the top of the key controlling the play.
Oh yeah.
That's that point forward system.
Well, yeah, and run an ISO. As many ISOs as possible. Get out of the way.
So I got the top of the key, go by him and do your thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going power forward. I got to go Rodman.
Ooh.
He helps. That'd be my that'd round up my 5. So I have Isaiah, Kobe, Giannis, Rodman, then Shaq. We can either run the floor. Shaq could be the trailer, come down, do what he needs to do. Rodman's gonna get the possessions and a lot of defense. So you can't just come down willy-nilly in my lane. You're gonna get put down.
Yeah, you got some toughness there for sure.
Yeah. You got some bad boys.
First pick for my bench. I can't even believe I'm saying this. He's coming off my bench. The big O, Oscar Robertson.
Yes. There you are.
He's
the original triple-double
before I had him. That's right. That's right. Hands down.
Oh, I never read off Rodman's stuff, so I'll read off Rodman's and then I'll go to the big O. So Dennis Rodman, a 5-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA All-Star, and a 2-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, and 7-time All-NBA Defensive Team.
Yeah. Probably should have been a few more defensive MVPs, but you probably got the Jordan treatment a little bit. Like, what, are we going to pick this guy every season?
And the big O, Oscar Robertson, a 1-time NBA champion, 1-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star MVP, 9-time All-NBA First Team, and a Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh, great movie.
Oscar Robertson becomes the first 6th man off the board, and you look at his stats and the way he played the game. If you could have an all-star team where he comes off as your 6th man, good Lord.
Exactly.
The funny thing about this is I got this idea is TNT did this.
Yeah.
As well. And Dominique Wilkins had the first pick and he picked himself.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was like the greatest thing I ever seen. That's believe it in yourself. Huh?
For a dunk contest?
Oh man, I will still watch the Dominique Dunk contest packages. Those things are incredible. That one weird sideways one he did is good. God, my mind was blown every time I saw that.
He's another guy. If it wasn't for like Jordan and Bird and all those guys, he probably would have had a championship too.
Oh yeah,
probably would have got out of the second round.
All right, so I get to pick my first bench player now.
Yes, you do. Who is your sixth man?
I'm going to go with my soul and my gut again here, and keep my shooting up. And I'm think my 3-point shooting is going to be unmatched. I'm going to add Steph Curry to my team.
Damn, yeah.
I knew that was coming at some point. Steph Curry. I'm from Niagara Falls. I got the great claim to fame because Johnny Flynn from Niagara Falls was picked before Steph Curry in the NBA draft.
Oh man, yep, that's so good. In fairness to you, though, even though Curry was doing amazing things at Davidson, it was considered a small school and everything. So it's pretty wild what he's become. Nobody ever expected it.
Yeah,
and he was injury prone early in his career too with his ankles. So the fact that he overcame that too to become what I would dare say is the best shooter ever in NBA. I mean, the stuff he can do in the court, and he's an underrated passer and team player because he can play off ball just as easy as having the ball in his hands.
He is also a 4-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, an All-Star MVP, 4-time All-NBA first team, and that is Mr. Steph Curry. Brian, who is your first sixth man?
Well, I've got the same idea here. I need to add some serious scoring power, especially from behind the arc. Hate to do this to you, Gary, but I gotta. I love this dude and his commentary. I will take Reggie Miller and his competitiveness. That dude's mean streak and desire to win was just about as equal as guys like Kobe and Jordan.
Just watch him in the Garden anytime he went to the Garden.
Right.
Yeah.
I love his commentary.
I almost picked him over AI, but there's something drawing me to AI. Probably because I had his sneakers as a kid or a teenager.
And your team was too fundamental, not enough fun.
Yeah, that too. I feel him and Magic would be awesome together.
Yeah.
Mr. Miller is a 5-time NBA All-Star, and that is really it. I feel like
those were not great Pacer teams. They were good, not great.
Jeez. Now I'm looking at oh my goodness. How did we not get him yet? My first, I can't believe this guy's coming off my bench. So you guys got like Jordan and you got your Kobe's. You guys can go have fun with those. Because when I'm feeling sick and my team needs to win, I go to the bench and I call the doctor. That's Dr. J, baby. Julius Erving. I can't believe, I don't even know how we missed this. 1-time NBA champion, 1-time NBA MVP. I'm not even mentioning his ABA stuff. 11-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star MVP, 5-time first team, and there he is. Like I said, I'm not even mentioning the ABA stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call the doctor. I'm definitely calling the doctor. And because I know you should kind of like change the flow, but this might sound kind of crazy for people. For my other guy, my backup center, probably could also play some power forward. I'm going to go with Moses Malone.
Oh.
1-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, 3-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA First Team, 1-time All-NBA Defensive Team. I love me some Moses Malone.
Yeah.
I almost went Robert Parrish, the Big Chief. I feel kind of bad now, but because Moses Malone and Dr. J did kind of beat up on the Celtics every once in a while, but
I highly appreciate you staying on brand as you are with being the one that grabs the older players.
Who, me?
I agree.
Yeah.
These are the guys. Like my dad did talk about some players like growing up when it came to like football, basketball, and baseball. But these were like the guys that he just talked about. Like I came in at the end of Moses Malone. Like
Yeah.
Moses Malone was just that guy coming off the bench. And he was like, Moses Malone was the man. Like he was the guy that helped the Sixers get to the finals. I believe he helped the Rockets get to the finals at one point. Like he was a piece. So that's why I kind of these are the guys that I grew up with. These are the guys that I heard about. So I gotta give the respect in there.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl Dawkins, he's not on the list, but he's my favorite 76er. He's my favorite.
Chocolate Thunder.
He has awesome autobiography too. His biography is really good.
What?
Yeah, the representation I just noticed of point guards in this list not so great. Not a ton of point guards.
True.
You got to remember though, the old school NBA. I think when you get to the 100, you're going to see a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna take a guy who I think is the best hybrid guy left on this board. Everyone can disagree with me, but I watched him play at all sorts of different levels in his career, and what he was able to do for the franchise of the Heat is just about as good as anyone else. You know, the Heat aren't anything without Dwayne Wade. He is the Jordan to the Bulls. You know, it's Dwayne Wade to the Heat. Like, they've had other players, and they've had some good ones, but this dude, just his play, and the fact that you can play him at the 1 and the 2 comfortably, and he can take care of either one of those spots coming off a bench. I mean, that's just, abundance of riches.
He is a 3-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, 13-time NBA All-Star, All-Star Game MVP, 2-time All-NBA First Team, and that is Mr. Wade in a nutshell.
And he's an amazing father, and I aspire to be like him.
He's a good game show host too.
Yeah.
He just seems like a normal good dude. I would love to hang out with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I keep looking at this list, and there are names that pop out to me. Like, how did they make it? Like, Kawhi Leonard's a really good player, but he rarely plays.
I would put I'm so upset Vince Carter's not on this list.
Yeah, Vince
Carter.
I agree.
It really doesn't.
Tracy McGrady's not okay. That surprised me.
That's the guy that I was thinking of. Like, how
I think the thing with McGrady was the window. Like, he's almost a little bit into that Grant Hill mold where he went to the Magic, he went to the Rockets, he had those really great years, and then he got injured, kind of injury prone, and it kind of like fell off a little bit.
Yeah, he started off really hot, yeah.
And then he was like second fiddle to Vince Carter with the
he really reminded me of Penny Hardaway, who's another one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
He was really good when he first came in. I know I would have put him on here, but I'm really biased.
Penny's like the Drew Bledsoe probably of the NBA. Like, everybody that watched him has like the fondest memories of him, but
yeah,
when you look at the stuff, you're like, oh, maybe, yeah, I could see why he's not there.
When John Morant, who I have a deep, deep love for because he played for Murray State University, which is where my family in Kentucky lives. So I always love the Racers. He was the closest thing since Penny Hardaway to Penny Hardaway, in my opinion. Like, and it was a slam dunk to me. Like, once they took him second overall, I was like, you just got the next Penny Hardaway. You got a guy that people are terrified to stand in the way of when he's driving that lane. Oh, and then you do try and double team him and take away that lane, he will pass it off, and that next guy will kill you from behind the arc. So Penny Hardaway changed a lot of things, and I hate that he's not on this list because he really did. He changed how we thought about basketball and how you, like, who plays where and what they're supposed to do. Like, a point guard's not supposed to drive and dunk on your center like he's not even there. Like, that's weird.
Johnny, you are.
I'm feeling very lucky that I can get this guy coming off my bench as my center, my backup center, which is pretty wild to say that he's a backup center. I got to go with the dream man, Akeem Olajuwon.
That was my pick.
That dream shake is a thing of beauty. Watching him work down low is a thing of beauty. So I got to go with Akeem Olajuwon. It was between him and David Robinson for my next pick, but I went with Akeem.
The Admiral.
Yeah, I like them both, but
Olajuwon is a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 1-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time NBA Defensive Player, and 5-time All-NBA Defensive First Team.
So who's starting at your 5 spot? Who your center?
Kareem.
Yeah.
With Olajuwon coming off the bench. That's
so
pretty
nasty.
good.
So nasty. Gary, next 2.
All right. So I need some shooting. Some more shooting. Pure shooting. So let me get Ray Allen.
Damn it.
Oh, it's a good pick.
Oh.
And another actor. Here we go.
Oh, I love He Got Game.
No, I just saw that for the first time this year.
Really? And you also never seen 227?
Right?
Gary. Jeez, Gary. Come on.
So I got Ray Allen, and then
here Ray Allen is 2-time NBA champion, 10-time NBA All-Star, and that is Mr. Ray Allen.
And by the way, when he first came into the league, he was more than just a shooter. He would dunk it on anybody as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, facts. Especially his Milwaukee days.
Oh yeah.
And the Timberwolves traded him away. They drafted. They traded him away on draft night. Him and Stephon Marbury switched teams.
Oh wow! All right. Now what should I do? Okay. This is somebody who.
Jesus Shuttlesworth. There he is.
Right. This is somebody who I thought was who doesn't get enough love, and that's John Havlicek. I love his game. Watching old videos of him, he was something special with that Celtics team. He was. It's hard for me to explain. Like he did a lot of things right, but he's a beast at the time. Like especially in that era where he didn't take any guff. Is that a word, guff? Am I making that up?
I've heard it before.
No. In a group of old people that are older, pushing in a group of people pushing 40, I would say that's a word we've heard many times.
Yeah.
Or the players gonna use old words in Scrabble. Yeah, they had.
He's another one I really thought I could just sneak in later on. He is an 8-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 13-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA First Team, 5-time All-NBA Defensive Team.
I said Danny Ainge isn't on this list.
Yeah, big snub.
DJ Dennis Johnson.
And who would have been the guy leading the Cavs during the Jordan days?
Oh, Mark Price.
Mark Price.
He's not on this list either.
Not Craig Elo. Johnny, who you got?
Anytime anybody mentions Elo, I just think about that Michael Jordan shot over him. And then he does that jump that's iconic after he hits the shot. And it almost looks because Elo falls as he's doing it. So when I was a kid and I first saw that, I thought like he got kicked in the face. Oh man! All right, so man, we still got some really good players on this list. I mean, obviously, but I'm gonna go with man. This is tough.
It is getting a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna go with Kevin Garnett.
Damn it!
I gotta have some toughness on my team, and he brings it for sure.
The big ticket.
Yeah. Well, that made my next pick easier, but he was definitely. I think I would have taken him next.
And another actor.
Yeah, NBA 1-time NBA champion, NBA Most Valuable Player, 15-time All-Star, 1-time NBA All-Star MVP, 4-time All-NBA First Team, and 1-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, and 9-time All-NBA Defensive First Team. The big ticket.
He played the game with that reckless abandonment early on in his career, and then it took him getting to the Celtics to learn how to play and elevate the play of people around him. Like so long, it was so hard for those Timberwolves teams to win. It always felt like he tried a little too hard. He pressed a little too much, and he just tried doing too much and got reckless. And then he got to the Celtics and he matured. And like I hated it because you know me, I hate the Celtics, Andrew.
Love the Celtics.
I hate the Celtics. And all Boston sports. Shout out all you Boston listeners.
Jeez. Go Sox. Go Sox.
Go none of it ever. Ugh. But KG, man, he was that guy that I didn't root for, but I secretly like. It's like I love Kevin Durant. Like, Kevin Durant is the man.
He is.
Yeah.
Don't you get? I still have a Celtics Durant Garnett jersey there. Who you got, Brian?
Yeah, okay. I'll just take Scottie Pippen. That man has waited far too long in the green room. He is going to come off the bench with a ginormous chip on his shoulder, and I hope that works out for us.
Mr. Pippen is a 6-time NBA champion, 7-time NBA All-Star, 1-time All-Star MVP, 3-time All-NBA First Team, 8-time NBA All-Defensive Team,
and 1 time refusing to go into a game.
Yeah. So.
And a first-round bounce the year that Jordan left to go play baseball.
Yeah, but that was a really strong Knicks team.
It was.
I am a huge Celtics fan, but that 94 Knicks team is probably like my favorite NBA team ever. You know what? I'm going to take Mr. Granny shot himself. Rick Barry. The star of the Warriors before Steph. 1-time NBA champion, 1-time finals MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA All-Star MVP, and 5-time All NBA First Team. Give me some Rick Barry.
Nice pick.
Mr. Granny shot himself.
Another fundamental guy.
I like the fundamentals. Fundamentals wins games, folks.
Sure can. Sure can.
Yeah, my next one. Geez. Where is he? I just had him. I like my point guards to be a little fun and have cool nicknames that interchange with their first names. I'm going with Clyde, or also Walt Frazier.
That's a good pick.
We're going to have some fun. 2-time NBA champion, 7-time NBA All-Star MVP, 4-time All-NBA First Team, and 7-time NBA All-Defensive Team. Mr. Frazier, come on down.
Is he kind of the actor if he does hair commercials?
Yeah, I give it to him. I think he does it with Keith Hernandez, so why not? Keith Hernandez, the famous Seinfeld. The spit.
Back and to the left.
Yep.
Back and to the left.
Who you got there, Brian?
Yeah, let's take a guy, another hybrid guy who I penciled in as the next highest hybrid guy on the list. He's a current player and one I've got mad respect for all the things he's come out and said along the way. Damian Lillard.
Damn it.
I love the man come out and say, don't trade me. I don't want to be traded. I don't like super teams. I'm going to be a Portland Trailblazer to the day I die. And that's been his MO the whole time, and I mad respect it. The guy's got wicked game.
It's Dame time. Yeah.
Yeah, Dame.
I mean, I tell you what, too. Everybody was kind of writing him off this season because he didn't really play last season because he was injured and he's getting up there in age and basketball years. But first 4 or 5 games, man, he's been killing it. He dropped 40 the other night. So,
oh, he's 32. I didn't realize he was 32 years old.
I wish
he did lose that rap battle to Shaq. so Shaq does. You know,
his knees might be closer to 40 though, for being honest.
Who? Oh, Dame's.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, speaking of knees, Brandon Roy almost probably could have been on this list if his knees didn't get nasty.
Where's Big Shot Bob? He's not on this list either.
Damian Lillard is a 6-time NBA All-Star and 1-time All-NBA First Team. Oh, and Rookie of the Year. Johnny, you are up.
Okay, you're right. Oh man. Oh man, this is getting tougher and tougher.
Yeah. That James Harden pick looks pretty good right about now, huh?
I've always loved the finger roll. That's one of my favorite shots in basketball. And when I actually played, I had a pretty mean one myself, but nothing like the man who invented it and perfected it. I'm going with George the Iceman himself.
Good pick.
George the Iceman
Gervin.
9-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Star MVP, 5-time All-NBA First Team, and that is Mr. George Gervin. Gary, you got the next 2 picks.
All right. That's just getting kind of tough now.
Yeah. I'm looking at players that I haven't clicked on, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Let me go with
Who did Johnny just draft?
Yeah.
Iceman, George Gervin.
Yeah, George Gervin. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, I need to bolster up my let me go with Earl Monroe. He's a playground legend and an NBA legend. I'll take that.
Earl the Pearl. Earl the Pearl Monroe. Let me find him here. He was a 1-time NBA champion, 4-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA First Team, and NBA Rookie of the Year.
And then gotta go Chamberlain. Back up my
I was wondering when somebody was going to take
check.
this poor guy.
I can't believe he's still there, Chamberlain. So yeah, let me go. Yeah.
Wilt the Stilt.
Yep.
Wilt, 2-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 4-time NBA MVP, 13-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA All-Star MVP, 7-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time NBA All-Defensive Team, and Rookie of the Year. Johnny, back to you.
Oh man.
You want me to just James Harden right here for you?
Sure, yeah, just mark him up there for me. And then, but I get an extra pick because he's going to quit my team. That just makes me so mad because the guy's so good. Like, grow up, dude. I'm going to go with. There's 2 players I really like here. Maybe the other one will stay around. I'm hoping on it. So I'm going to go with Steve Nash for this one. I was he was lucky enough to be playing right when I was like the apex in my love of basketball, and some of those passes he would do were ridiculous and out of nowhere. One of my favorite players to watch just purely from his passing. So Steve Nash.
2-time NBA MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, 3-time All-NBA First Team, and that is Mr. and current head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, we won't talk about that part.
Brian, you are on the clock.
He's an excellent soccer player too.
Yes, yeah.
He's from Canada.
Who actually has a higher seed in the World Cup than the U.S. right now. Anyone take the Admiral yet? Did I miss this?
No, nobody took the Admiral.
Oh, okay. I'll take him. I really thought, I was like, I must have missed him. There's a few guys that are standing out right now in the way that they're so iconic, but like, I don't know. Do they add anything else to my team? I think David Robinson could. I do think that you put David Robinson in and your defense takes is a lot tougher to play against. No offense to Patrick Ewing, and he's got his fair share of awesome block posters through his NBA career, but I mean, the Twin Towers were a thing for a reason, right? And David Robinson was a huge part of those Spurs teams.
2-time NBA champion, 1-time NBA MVP, 10-time NBA All-Star, 4-time All-NBA First Team, 1-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time All-NBA Defensive Team, and also one of the few players that actually, probably the last great player out of any of the sports to get drafted out of any of the military academies.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I had my guy. Oh. So you want a guy that's going to win. And this is going to be great. So why not pick a guy with the nickname Big Games James? I'm going with James Worthy. Probably the most underrated player on those Lakers teams for what he meant to them. 3-time NBA champion, 1-time NBA Finals MVP, 7-time NBA All-Star, and that is the man. And North Carolina legend. I got to mention that for Johnny.
Yep, it sure is.
You have more Lakers in your team than I thought you were going to.
What? I got two Lakers.
Okay.
I got the Lakers I respect.
Okay.
These are the battle-tested guys that my man Bird went up against and did his thing. And, you got to earn the respect of my first pick. And those are the guys. Oh, my goodness. Crap. There's some logical guys on here, too, but geez Louise. You know what? I'm going to go with another Laker. I'm going to go with a man that can score. Elgin Baylor.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a lot of Lakers.
Good pick.
Before you said score, I had already gone to his name to cross him off. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah, it's Elgin Baylor, 11-time NBA All-Star, 1-time All-Star Game MVP, 10-time NBA First Team, and Rookie of the Year, and just a scoring machine. This is another guy. My dad was a huge Lakers fan, so he talked a lot about Mr. Baylor. Brian, you are on the clock.
Yeah, let's go with a guy who played against my number one pick, and once again lost as well, but a damn good player in his own right. Let's go with Clyde Drexler.
Damn it,
Clyde Drexler.
The Glide himself.
Yeah, Clyde the Glide, member of Vi Slamma Jamma, and also 1-time NBA champion, 10-time NBA All-Star, All NBA First Team, and that is Mr. Clyde the Glide. Wow.
Good pick.
All right, I thought this would be like bam, 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 easy, and this is...
It's getting tough.
Yeah.
All right. My go, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to add more toughness to my team, I think. I'm going to go with Kevin McHale. Incredibly underrated inside player and passer. So,
man was a freaking brick wall.
Yeah.
Did they keep track of blocks and charges as much as they do now as they did back then? Because I bet that dude
Or elbows to the face.
Charges.
Also, a great actor. One of my favorite episodes of Cheers.
Oh, nice.
3-time, a good Boston setting sitcom. Boston. 3-time NBA champion, 7-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA All-NBA First Team, 3-time All-NBA Defensive Team. Damn it, I wanted McHale so badly. And Gary, you got the next two to round out your team.
All right, this is going to be tough. Let me go with Willis Reed.
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
Yeah. Got to round out my
Willis Reed. Willis Reed is a 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, one of the greatest moments in NBA history. 1-time most valuable player, 7-time All-Star, and 1-time All-Star MVP, and 1-time NBA First Team, and also 1-time NBA All Defensive Team.
Oh, all right. And my last pick, his variant is not on this list, but I'm going to pick him anyway, and that's Carmelo Anthony. My last pick.
Jeez.
I wish Hoodie Melo was there, but he's not.
I love Melo, but I just don't see why he's on this list.
But I feel like with my team, he would fit it well with my team, and I think he does have some type of a game where he can play in most eras.
Yeah,
He does.
So,
Yeah.
he is a 10-time NBA All-Star, 10-time NBA All-Star, and that is it. Wow, I thought Melo would have more. Johnny, who is the final player on your team?
Oh, man. I'm going to go with some fun. So I'm balancing my team out with toughness and fun, even on the bench. We kind of talked about him before, but probably one of the best power dunkers of all time, Dominique Wilkins.
Snuck him right before me.
I thought he'd been gone. I thought I missed him.
No. The human highlight film, Mr. Dominique Wilkins, is a 9-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA First Team, and that is Mr. Wilkins. Brian, for your final pick?
Yeah, let's bring it back home. Bring it back to Buffalo. No honorable mention. No, should have picked up my heart over my head. No, give me Bob McAdoo.
Good pick.
My mom and my dad's, definitely my mom's favorite Brave. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't he be? You know what I mean? The best player in the ABA, probably.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
I got the best.
I think he's up there, but I would put Dr. J above him, personally.
I got Jay.
But McAdoo. Yeah, you know McAdoo. McAdoo is, I think he's one of those ones that people forget about how good he actually was.
He was an ultimate scorer. And actually,
I'm gonna have to get
we have the only two Buffalo Braves players to ever play for the Buffalo Braves on this list, Brian.
So,
Mr. McAdoo is a 2-time NBA champion, 1-time NBA MVP, 5-time NBA All-Star, 1-time First Team, and he was NBA Rookie of the Year. And I didn't realize he went to North Carolina. So,
yep.
Johnny was like, I am all about that. All right, for my final pick, there's got picked over. Maybe I am going to go with Mr. Gary Payton.
The glove.
I am going to go with the glove. The man did very, very well against Michael Jordan by himself. So why not?
Until it was pointed out to Michael Jordan. And then,
yeah. 1-time NBA champion.
Did he take it personally?
He took it personally.
Oh, yeah. Definitely took it personally.
1-time NBA champion, 9-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA First Team, and defensive. Other than Marcus Smart, was the last guard to win the NBA Defensive Player of the Year and 9-time All-NBA Defensive Player First Team. And that is it. Guess we could read off our teams. We could go in order of picking. I'll go first. My team is led by the greatest coach ever, the greatest basketball mind ever. Just everything basketball is great with this man, Mr. Red Auerbach. My team is Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, Moses Malone, Rick Barry, Walt Frazier, James Worthy, Elgin Baylor, and Gary Payton. I just realized I did not pick anybody that has actually. Oh no, one player played in the 2000s. Or Gary Payton did too, but that doesn't.
I was about to say Payton technically did.
Yeah. Brian?
Oh boy. I wasn't writing down all my players.
You want me to read it off?
You got them? That would help.
I got them. You know me. I always write this stuff down. So Brian's team is coached by Phil Jackson. He's got Patrick Ewing, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, John Stockton, Reggie Miller, D. Wade, Scottie Pippen, Damian Lillard, David Robinson, Clyde the Glide Drexler, and Bob McAdoo himself.
Nice.
Do you got yours down, Johnny, or do you want me to read them?
I got it. All right. Okay. My team is coached by Greg Popovich himself, and I've got a team that consists of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Steph Curry's on my team coming off the bench, Kevin Garnett's coming off the bench, George Glassman-Gervin's coming off the bench. That's an amazing bench already. I got LeBron in my starting lineup. Then I got Pete Maravich. I got Kevin McHale, and I got Akeem Olajuwon. And I also have Jerry West and Dominique Wilkins.
Yes, that is.
I feel like I got a very solid. I got shooting, I got toughness, and I got a lot of fun on my team.
Yeah, I see a lot of shooting and a lot of toughness. I see a lot of people getting hurt because of your team.
While we put on a show, though, we're doing both.
Yeah,
we're like if the Pistons were fun to watch.
Gary.
All right, so my team is coached by the awesome Lenny Wilkins, and then I have Kobe, Shaq, Isaiah Thomas, Giannis, Dennis Rodman, Oscar Robertson. I can read one right here. Havlicek, Earl Monroe, Willis Reed, Wilt Chamberlain, Melo. Who am I missing here?
Did you get Wilt?
Yes, I said Wilt. That's it, Ray Allen? Yeah, Ray Allen, yeah.
And
Wilt, Rodman, Willis Reed, Melo.
Isaiah Thomas
Ernest.
He
also.
said Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Havlicek, Earl Monroe. Yeah, that's everybody, yeah.
Yep. So those are our teams. I'm happy with mine. Are you guys happy with yours?
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason any of us should not be happy with our team.
Yeah.
We're picking from like some legends here. So
Actually, if you guys want to come back, like I said, next week or next couple weeks from now, because we're bi-weekly, we do nobody. You can take absolutely nobody off of the 75th anniversary team.
But that means there's a lot of players. A lot of players to choose from.
And it's kind of got to be at the tail end of their NBA career if they're active. I would go with that route. Because I would definitely.
Oh man, I really want the Joker on my team though. You're kind of ruining me there. He's so fun to watch.
Gotta go kind of tail end. They gotta have at least 10 years of NBA experience.
Oh man, that's not fair. What if they have 2 MVPs already though?
Ooh, wait for the next. We gotta wait for the next 25.
Nah, man. I'm just putting here now. If he would have let me, Nikola Jokic would have been one of my top picks.
I would have picked Luka. That would have been my guy.
He would have been another one of mine too. But I just love watching. I love a center who's an amazing passer. I don't know why. I'm just always love that. So yes, Sabonis. So I guess we're fighting each other with Sabonis. It's gonna be a coin toss.
I'm gonna go Vladdy.
I automatically have first pick. I'll actually have to record the wheel when I do it this time. He was like, I didn't record.
If you get the first pick again, I'm going to think something's very suspect.
There's going to be some protests going on.
And then I'll just have to pick Vladdy then. Just so.
But Brian, Gary, thank you for coming on. If you guys
want, pleasure.
We'll go, like I said, we'll do Gary first because he's the first face I see on my Zoom. You want to plug your podcast or anything you got going on?
I need to record. I'm like just so busy with work and going back to school and doing so many other things. But Husky Heroes, the Husky Heroes Assemble. Trying to get active on my Facebook page, but I'm really like a podcast mercenary. So if you need somebody to come on, I'm about it. So
he is.
Gary Brett, it's a pleasure to work with you guys as always. And oh yeah.
We were singing for the Nostalgia Funhouse. We were singing your praises that you were there. You were sitting there on deck if Johnny couldn't come in, and
very. By the way, I really appreciate that, Gary. It means a lot to me.
Oh, and I appreciate you as well. My condolences, but you guys have good topics, so how can I not do it?
We'll definitely have to have you on at the very least as a guest at some point.
Yeah. You would be good for like the pop culture court.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you about that all fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brian.
Well, continue to find me doing 2 Point conversation, the college part, which is 2 Point does college football. That's coming out either on Mondays or Tuesdays, whenever I feel like it, because Matt gave me that right now. That's been a lot of fun. We are continuing to do Out of Tune podcast, your bi-monthly music podcast, one of many here on the network. So come check us out. Crafting and Drafting is back. By the way, expect invitations to all 3 of you relatively soon. And that's it.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah, Star Wars. There's always at least one we forget. It seems like me and you take turns forgetting Star Wars. Either Johnny forgets to mention it when he's brought up, or I forget to do it. But yeah, Airing of Grievances. Also a bi-monthly podcast. Not like BI, but like every month.
That's right. Every month we put it out. And if you're a fan of Jack Porkins, make sure you check out this Star Wars podcast because he is our hero. He's my Jake Delhomme of the Star Wars universe.
Johnny, we are so doing a Jake Delhomme episode one of these days.
We have to.
Your love of, I just want people to love me the way that you love Jake Delhomme. That is my goal in life.
Andrew, I put you on the same level as him.
Oh, so. That means like the world to me. But thank you everybody for listening, and remember to check out more of these. Like I said, this is a bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks come out with the Retroactive Sports Podcast. On behalf of Johnny Townsend, Brian Fitch, and Gary Thurett, may the sports be with you.
He's on fire!